True Buddhism will spread throughout the West. At the ceremony celebrating Nichiren Daishonen's birthday, 5-story pagoda head temple, Taisakajui, February 16, 1992. Good morning, everyone. Today, February 16th, is the birthday of our founder, Nichiren Daishonen. At the head temple, according to our custom, on this day we open the doors of the 5-story pagoda to celebrate the Daishonen's birth in Japan in this latter day of the law. At the same time, this event implies the spread of this great law of the true Buddha from Japan to the entire world. This pagoda was built in 1749, the second year of Kanen, about 240 years ago, during the time of the 31st high priest Nichiren Shonin. It was intended as a symbol of the basic significance of this great true Buddhism inherited from our founder, the Daishonin, by Nikko Shonin, Nichimoko Shonin, and the successive high priests. However, this building differs slightly from all the others on the head temple grounds. All the other structures face the south, but this pagoda faces west. It may have some relation to the geographical features of the land, but Nichiren Shonin and others from his time expressly chose this orientation to signify the spread of this great Buddhism toward the west. As the Daishonin indicated in the famous final sentences of the, quote, remonstration with Bodhisattva Hachimen, unquote, India is called the land of the moon. The name suggests the advent of Shakyamuni Buddha. Japan is called the land of the sun. Its name implies the advent of a greater sage. As with the moon, which moves from west to east, it was predicted that the Buddhism of the land of the moon would be propagated toward the east. The sun rises from the east. It is predicted that the Buddhism of the land of the sun will go back to the land of the moon. The moon shines less brightly than the sun. Shakyamuni preached his true law of the Lotus Sutra for the last 8 years of his life. The rays of the sun that shine brighter than the moon are predicted to illuminate the long, dark periods of darkness of the 5th 500-year period, the first 500-year periods, and more of the latter day of the law. Gosho, page 1543. The Daishonin compared Shakyamuni's Buddhism to the moon and the Buddhism that will appear in Japan in the latter day of the law to the bright sunlight. He also contrasted the true Buddha and the provisional Buddhas. Shakyamuni's Buddhism was brought from India to China. It then traveled to Japan by the way of the Korean peninsula. Through the Daishonin's advent in the latter day of the law, as was prophesied, the Buddhism will return to the West, providing the means to enlightenment for all living beings throughout Japan and the world. The Daishonin taught the 5 and 7 characters of Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Today, many religious groups, such as the Minobu sect and some new religions, chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, and in this form it is propagated widely. But this is not the Daishonin's true will. It is because with this invocation, as with all other Buddhist teachings, the focus must be on the correct Buddha. Minobu and other sects mistakenly believe that the provisional Buddha, Shakyamuni, possessed Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. However, as you can see from the Gosho, I have just read the sentence, quote, its name implies the advent of a greater saint, unquote. Describes the Daishonin himself. It is he who is referred to in the Juryo, quote, lifespan, unquote, 16th chapter, as the true Buddha from the infinite past, Kuan-ganjo, not Shakyamuni. Thus, recognizing Nichiren Daishonin as the original Buddha and practicing the Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, which the Daishonin taught, brings the great benefit of attaining Buddhahood in this lifetime. Also, the Daishonin's teaching, as propagated during his lifetime, resides in the three great secret laws. The object of worship, Honman no Honsan, the high sanctuary, Honman no Kaidan, and the Daimoku of true Buddhism, Honman no Daimoku. So the three great secret laws are the ultimate truth of Nichiren Daishonin's Buddhism. This is the path that all living beings may follow to enlightenment. And this exists, as all of you know, in the Dai Gohonzon, the inscription of which was the true purpose of the Daishonin's advent in this world. The three great secret laws were made complete by the Dai Gohonzon of the High Sanctuary of True Buddhism, which includes the benefits and virtues of the Daishonin's life. So, the path to Buddhahood is to bear in mind the Dai Gohonzon as a Daishonin soul and push on with faith and practice. Make a pilgrimage to the head temple and make efforts in your practice for yourself and others, Jigyo Keta. The Ikeda Soka Gakkai, on the other hand, is making many serious mistakes as a result of its arrogance and misunderstanding of Buddhism. One can clearly see their ignorance and disrespect of the Dai Gohonzon. Such attitudes became clearly visible 2 years ago at the 700th anniversary of Taisekaji, a place constructed by Nichiren Shoshu priesthood and all of you believers of thoughtful and correct faith. I feel that all of you who are here today attended this ceremony as an expression of such noble faith. The fact that you bear in your minds the benefits and virtues of the Buddhism of the true Buddha, Nichiren Daishonin, in so large a number of you, enough to fill up the 5-story pagoda area, have made this pilgrimage is, I feel, the sign of a greater development in the spread of Nichiren Daishonin's Buddhism, as was begun during the 700th anniversary of Taisekaji's founding. In this way, the great aspiration of Kosen Rufu is the propagation of the Lotus Sutra. With these words always in mind, let us all be assiduous in practicing for ourselves and others, Jigyo Keta, and achieve this ultimate goal of attaining Buddhahood in our present lifetime. I express my gratitude and acknowledgement of your great efforts in attending today's ceremony.